And now let's bring you the journey to the political crisis in Rivers State. We have the details in this report.
The political temperature in Rivers State has once again reached a boiling point. Months after President Bola Tinubu lifted the state of emergency to calm tension, political observers warn that the crisis may now be spiraling beyond control. But how did Rivers get here? The cracks became visible in late 2023, shortly after Governor Similaye Fubara assumed office. Trouble began when the governor attempted to influence the leadership of the State House of Assembly by pushing for a preferred speaker. The move failed, deepening mistrust between the executive and the legislature. The House subsequently suspended lawmakers believed to be loyal to the governor, effectively polarizing the Assembly. The situation worsened when Governor Fubara declined to release funds to the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, insisting on caretaker committees to run local governments instead of elected councils. Those councils, incidentally, were chaired by political allies of the Minister of the FCT, Wike, who had relied heavily on them as campaign coordinators to help Fubara to win the governorship election. The decision triggered fresh hostilities as local government allocations were withheld and governance at the grassroots stalled. Critics say the governor had no intention of conducting council elections, knowing the dissolved councils could return through legal means.
Excellencies are Similaye Fubara, GSS ROS, Governor of Rivers State.
By early 2024, the House of Assembly was fully fractured. Governor Fubara refused to recognize the majority lawmakers, opting instead to engage with 3 suspended legislators, including Edison Ehie, who later became the chief of staff to the governor, and Oko Jumbo, who till date does not attend plenary. Matters escalated when the assembly complex was demolished, allegedly on claims of structural defect, with attempts also made to pull down the lawmakers' residential quarters until Rivers elders intervened.
At the tone we have come to regarding the political crisis in Rivers State.
Presidential intervention followed with a peace agreement brokered by President Bola Tinubu in late 2024.
Tell you people whose mind is dark, who all they want is anarchy, crisis, and for Rivers innocent people to suffer.
Amid rising tension, a bomb explosion rocked parts of the state, heightening security concerns. In February 2025, the Supreme Court delivered a critical judgment affirming the legitimacy of 27 lawmakers loyal to Wike, giving them an upper hand against the governor. With unrest looming, President Tinubu declared a state of emergency in Rivers State in March 2025, appointing retired Vice Admiral Ibawete Ibas as sole administrator for 6 months, citing the state's strategic importance to national stability.
In these circumstances, having soberly reflected on and evaluated the political situation in Rivers State, it has become inevitably compelling for me to invoke the provision of the Section 305 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, to declare a state of emergency in Rivers State with effect from today, 18th March, year 2025, and I so do. By this declaration, the governor of Rivers State, Mr. Similaye Fubara, his deputy, Mrs. Ngozi Odu, and all elected members of the House of Assembly State are hereby suspended for an initial period of 6 months. In the meantime, I hereby nominate Vice Admiral Ibawete Ibas, retired, as administrator to take charge of the affairs of the state in the interests of the good people of Rivers State.
While the decision calmed tensions, it drew mixed reactions. Mr. Wike reportedly felt the president's intervention spared Governor Fubara from impeachment. During the emergency period, Governor Fubara publicly distanced himself from governance, repeatedly stating he had no interest in returning to office.
Have you asked yourself, do you think I am even interested in going back there? I want to ask you, don't you see how better I look? Do you think I'm interested in it? If I have my way, I say it's here. This is an altar of God. I don't wish going back there. My spirit has left that place long ago. So all this, I want everybody to focus. Please. It's not everything you do. You think there's some fight you don't fight. There's some things you don't do because you need to ask the person. Does it want it? I have peace. If you have known me, you've been seeing me, you can say I look better now.
He also openly praised President Tinubu and Nyesom Wike, urging his supporters not to criticize them. When the emergency rule was lifted in September 2025, the president handed the governor a to-do list, including reconciliation with lawmakers, representation of key appointees to the House for clearance, and commitment towards political restraint, but he refused. Another agreement allegedly reached was that he won't run for re-election. The governor defected to the All Progressive Congress to end political freedom.
Everyone here who have followed me, who have suffered with me, our decision today, this evening, we are moving to APC.
But that move offered little relief as Mr. Wike maintains firm control of APC structure in Rivers State, both at the state and federal levels. This became evident during the local government elections, where the APC secured 20 councils, while PDP won 3, most controlled by Wike's loyalists. Analysts now saying Wike effectively holds leverage across both major parties in the state. The grievances of the lawmakers against Governor Fubara remain unresolved. They accuse him of disregarding legislative authority by spending public funds without proper appropriation, an allegation they describe as impeachable.
With reference to acts of gross misconduct in the performance of the functions of the office of the Governor of Rivers State, Sir Simlaye Fubara, GSS-RS. Distinguished colleagues, I informed you that I received this particular document and that I have forwarded same to all members in line with Section 188 sub 3, which makes it mandatory for me to forward the document to all members. And I've sent all copies. This House has therefore resolved that the clerk will publish in at least 3 national dailies the notice of allegations of gross misconduct brought pursuant to Section 188 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended 1999 in reference to acts of gross misconduct in the performance of the functions of the office of the Governor by His Excellency Sir Simlaye Fubara, GSS-RS, Governor of Rivers State.
Political observers believe Rivers has returned to ground zero, if not worse, than before the emergency rule. They also say President Tinubu is treading carefully, aware of Rivers' strategic importance to his 2027 re-election bid. They note that the president needs both men, Wike with his formidable political machinery and ministerial clout, and Fubara, his party's elected governor with public goodwill. To openly side with either could tilt the balance dangerously. For now, all eyes are on President Tinubu as Nigerians watch how his political sagacity will shape the next chapter of the seemingly unending Rivers crisis.